Hey hey the guys, and welcome to the Procrastinators podcast. I'm your host, the Oblivious Gamer, and I'm here with Art Dog, who just decided to fight, apparently,
I didn't. I did that with my mouth.
and
Chris, girls
Redacted.
don't fart. You know this.
I mean, true, we're
Yeah,
discussing
girls
how
don't
they
fart,
don't
Venus.
actually use the bathroom.
hmm
Yeah.
And we're here with
Girls
Redacted as
don't
well.
pee, they talk crap.
So,
Oh, by the way, everyone in chat, think of new names for me, because Redacted isn't my name anymore.
Crackhead.
Gotta think of something new. That's Twitch acceptable. Or
I mean, to be fair, Crackhead would probably work just fine.
I don't know. I think whatever I change my name to, it's gonna be something similar to the word redacted.
First thing that comes up from Big, SCP-106.
Wait, let me look that up. I want to know which SB that is.
There's so many out there now.
106.
Causes a
What?
corrosion effect in all solid matter he touches, engaging a physical breakdown material several seconds after contact. This is observed as arresting, rotting, and cracking materials and the creation of a black mucus-like substance similar to the material coating SCP-106. Interesting. Neat. Probably not going to do that one, though.
There's over 5,000 SCPs, by the way. I'm not surprised. SCP's been around for, what, a year or two now? Longer than
Not
that?
over 9,000, though.
Way longer than that.
I don't know how long. Anyway, 2011. Okay. Well, way longer than Art Dog and I have been on the internet. Good to know. Anyway, so tonight, since the Game Awards were this week, I figured we would discuss the Game Awards this week. At least start off with that and kind of go from there. So first thing, before we discuss who actually won what awards, how do you guys think they actually determine, without looking this up, how they determine the winners of each of the categories?
My guess is they either had a panel of judges that all picked out the awards, or all like voted for who would win. And if it wasn't that, I'm guessing they had a panel of judges vote. And then I'm guessing they added more votes depending on how many. Like I'm guessing, like if they had an outside voting system where people could vote, I'd say that system worked in a sense where it was like for every 1,000 votes, add a vote or something. And I more think it's probably just the judges' votes counts. I doubt the actual gamer votes count.
Art Dog, what do you think?
Yeah.
Well, considering how many have won that everybody hated, I would say that it's not due to popular opinion. So,
Yeah. I'd say if popular opinion factors into it at all, it's a very minimal factoring. To the point where
1%.
having a public vote at all doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
So the way that they have it, the way that they determine it, is winners are determined by a blended vote between the voting jury, which is 90% of it, and the public fan voting, which is 10%. Fans can vote for their favorite games on the Game Awards website and also via social media platforms.
That's what I thought, yeah.
Yep.
So
10% is nothing.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Which explains why a lot of the games that won. So I've actually got IGN pulled up for, because I don't remember most of the awards. I have that pulled up.
Yeah. You want to send the link into the chat?
Yeah, sure. I'll send you guys a link.
About this. Okay.
And it shows pretty much every single award. And what I've also done is I've got an Eurogamer pulled up with all the games that were announced for this year from the Game Awards, and I will also post both links into the stream chat, so that way, I did not mean to hit Control V, so that way you guys can kind of follow along with what we are reading as well. There we go.
That first one.
So do we just want to get the elephant out of the room now?
Everyone's probably heard of it, so yeah.
All right. So The Last of Us Part 2 got Game of the Year.
And here's, I'm really ticked that Last of Us 2. I get it winning some awards, Um, you know, best audio design. Oh, good. Your
Okay,
music
yeah,
is the
that one makes
best.
sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's good.
your music's the best. Cool. Best game direction for as in and I thought that meant like plot of the game. That's not plot of the game. That's like how much did that game advance mechanics? It included mechanics. Like how much did it change the video gaming space? How
Oh,
much new
it
stuff
did
did it
change
add?
quite a bit
And
since.
and it won
Yeah.
that. Cool. I get that. Best narrative. If that means best storyline, no.
It is wrong because they messed up the characters. It makes me mad
Not
when
only
people
did they
do that.
not only did they
And
mess up the characters, they just flat out didn't have a good story like setting with it.
mhm. And here's my big thing. It won game of the year. I mean, cool. If you have a bad plot, the music, the gameplay, it can really all make up for that. It doesn't always, but it can. But I don't though. It didn't in this case.
I
But let's
agree, it did
assume that
not.
let's assume that it did. I still don't think it should win game of the year cuz I don't think any game that is exclusive to any platform in any way should ever win game of the year.
No, it
No,
shouldn't.
no game that is Xbox exclusive, no game that is PlayStation 5 exclusive, no game that is PC exclusive. If a platform exists and a platform can't play the game, it shouldn't win. Unless it's like Nintendo or something, because Nintendo's like kid friendly. So of course Nintendo isn't gonna
Well,
have
yeah,
some of these like FPS games on it. But that's different. You know? If not all people who have a gaming console and who like to play games like this cannot play that game, it should never be considered for game of the year because
Yeah.
you're instantly knocking out.
you're
I
knocking
I,
out
I don't
most of
know.
the rest of the consoles, and most other people. That means I can't
You're
play
not
it.
you're not knocking out most, but you're knocking out. And
Yeah,
so if a large amount of the gamers, I don't know, gamer pool of gamers, I guess I don't know the right word for it, but if people can't have access to the game because they don't have the right console or something, it immediately should not be like that. Spider-Man, it looks like a great game. I'd love to play it, but since I can't play it, shouldn't be game of the year. Halo, I can play that. I have some friends who can't play it. It shouldn't be game of the year. And
agreed.
I just think that should be a given.
Mm-hmm.
I
And
do
and
agree with
that
you on that.
you're never gonna change my opinion on that. Ever.
No, I agree with that.
Yeah, I agree. Last of Us 2 also won so many freaking awards. It's not even funny. I think they won about half, or almost half.
Okay, so I have a list. I'm looking at those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they won half of them. And best performance, I get that too. Even
Yeah,
if your
Okay,
writing's
best
bad, if you
performance.
perform, yeah, like some of those make sense. The
That
the
girl did really good. She
the
did a
ones that
great
make sense,
performance.
yeah, the ones that make sense are best performance
audio
and
design
best
was a good
and
one.
best game direction. And I didn't know the music, but I assume audio design could be out there too.
I
Audio
can.
design was really good.
I played the game. I can say the audio design was really good for the game.
Nice.
I also played the game and
Yes.
say it does not deserve Game of the Year
Yeah. No.
or Best Narrative at all.
Yeah.
Because
No.
good fucking god.
Okay, but best art direction.
Ghost of
I've never
Tsushima.
heard of that game.
Ghost
I've
of
never heard of
Tsushima.
Ghost of Tsushima either.
I heard of it
Um,
early this year.
Is that how you say
I
it?
think there was a trailer
Tsushima?
sometime this year.
yeah, it's like
And
Tsunami, but Tsushima. The T is silent.
yeah.
Cool. I've never heard of it. Okay.
I think it's about a warrior who is trying to restore honor somewhere. I don't remember the exact storyline of it. But I've seen trailers and I've seen some gameplay and it looks really good. So I can see it getting best art direction.
It looks a lot like Sekiro, but more detailed. Like the gameplay looks like Sekiro, but the art and the graphics themselves look way more in depth, I guess would be the right word.
I think a good game to probably compare it to, so if you haven't heard of it, would be For Honor in terms of
Mhm.
single player versus multiplayer. It's basically a single player version of it.
Okay. I've heard of that one, but I've never played it.
I haven't played
And
it
then
either.
Best score / music, Final Fantasy remake. Final Fantasy 8
7.
remake?
7.
7. Yeah. Final Fantasy 7 won quite a. I didn't think it'd win much because it's a remake.
Yeah, I didn't think it would win
I
anything
didn't.
at
I
all,
didn't
but it did.
like. I thought, oh hey, cool, there's a remake in the running, but I didn't think the remake would win anything because it's
A
a
remake?
remake.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
didn't have to really do much to it, except maybe like change the graphics and fix some bugs a little bit. That's
Yeah.
it. So I think it'd win anything, but I mean, I guess it's kind of cool that it won stuff. I guess I don't think it's as impressive as The Last of Us 2 winning so much.
Yeah, that's true.
Jeez.
Oh my
We're gonna,
god, man.
we're gonna be ranting about that throughout the night. So
Yeah.
if you do not want to hear a rant about The Last of Us Part 2 being bad,
How about how
have
how
fun.
many years? How many years has the Game Awards had a best mobile game category?
I actually don't know on
Ooh.
that one.
Yeah, because Among Us won, which no crap it won.
Yeah, no shit.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
gonna win.
Best mobile game.
Ooh, best debut game, Phasmophobia. I like that.
Best debut game. That one, the way they explained it was best debut game for a studio, so the first game a studio ever released.
I love that because Phasmophobia is actually awesome. So,
I've never played it, but I've heard
Expungify?
good things about it.
Another suggestion
really
for your
fun.
name is Expungify, or something like that.
What?
I don't know. That's what Big just typed in my chat.
Expungify. Big. Give us the definition.
It's 6 feet close to the word redacted, and the if I part. Well, I don't know. It just sounds nice, is what he says.
Okay, I thought he was giving a thing to it. Okay, It looks like there has been a best gaming category since 2015, because guess what game came out in 2015? Oh, never mind. I'm on the wrong year. 2016 is the year, sorry. At least this is the earliest one I can find, but guess what game won that year in 2016?
What?
Pokemon Go.
Oh.
Of course.
That was the year that was the year Pokemon Go came out. I mean, that game would have deserved to win. Pokemon Go
Yeah.
was huge at that time.
Despite the
Everybody
fact
loved
that
it.
Everybody loved it.
despite
It
the fact that they
caused a
didn't
mass
actually give
hysteria mob.
everything they said.
No, it didn't. But it's
Last of Us 2 did not cause that.
yeah.
The Last of Us
Thank you,
2
yeah.
caused the exact opposite.
Yeah.
If
there isn't going to be a Last of Us 3 because of a crappy sequel, it shouldn't win Game of the Year.
I just accidentally
know.
closed out one of my tabs.
Honestly, though, if it's a console exclusive, it might get a third one, even though this one was bad. Because that can happen, if it's a public game across all platforms, that's not as likely to happen. But when it's an exclusive like that, Sony's gonna work hard to get a third good one.
Yeah.
Because that's what happened when there was a bad Halo game. When there was a Halo game that people didn't like as much, or something they didn't like about Halo as much, Microsoft would work their asses off to fix it. And that was the same thing with any console exclusive on any platform. I mean, even Spider-Man 1, Sony worked a lot to fix some crap in Spider-Man 1 that looked better in Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Oh yeah.
Which, Spider-Man 1 was already a good game. There wasn't really much to fix, except for, a few minor things. But it was good. So, yeah.
Games for Impact. What one that was a game called Tell Me Why, which I actually hadn't heard of until that point.
I've never heard of it either. Yeah.
I actually looked it up afterwards, and I'm kind of wanting to play it now.
What's it about?
So, I'll pull up the Wikipedia definition. It's an episodic narrative adventure game developed by Don't Nod Entertainment and published by Xbox Game Studios. I think it's an Xbox exclusive. I don't remember. Hang on. Yeah, Microsoft Windows Xbox One.
Yeah.
It released in 3 episodes, so it's episodic like Life is Strange. I think it's actually made by the same developers that made Life is Strange.
It has good reviews. I'm gonna look into that one.
Yeah.
Depending on how much it costs.
I haven't looked into that yet.
Yeah.
But it's basically you play as as a pair of twins, who are trying to basically discover why their memories aren't what they think they are.
Which game is this?
Tell me why.
Okay.
And you know what? Best indie game, Hades. I did not see that coming.
I
I
didn't
thought it'd be
either.
Either.
I thought it'd be Among Us again. And if not Among Us, I thought it'd be something else. I don't remember what else. Oh, Fall Guys. Because wasn't Fall Guys an indie game? Or is Fall
Oh yeah,
Guys?
Actually, yeah, I think it was
pretty
actually
sure.
in the running for a couple of them too, but didn't win.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it won one of them. I just... Yeah.
I didn't think it did. Hang on.
Fall Guys won Best Community Support.
Yes.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, 'cause it was getting it got a little bit of backlash because it cost so much to play, even though it was a simple game. But the reason it cost much is because it was made by an indie studio. Like,
Yeah.
they don't make much money. They have to do something. And you know what? Now that studio probably has a bunch of money, so they can work off of making more free games now. So who knows? Maybe Fall Guys 2 could be a lot cheaper if they make a 2. Or,
They are planning to.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember season 3 was also something they announced as well during the games awards.
Yeah. Oh, I've heard of. Oh, never mind. I'm looking at them.
The best
Okay,
ongoing
let's see.
game, No Man's Sky, was actually surprising to me.
I've never even heard of that one.
Oh, No Man's
No
Sky, when it
Man's
came out, had
Sky.
so many bad reviews. It's not even funny. Like,
Well,
everywhere
isn't
you
it
looked,
Is
was
it
just
free
bad.
too, or does it cost money?
It costs money. I think it's... the only reason I know it actually got better in the first place is because my boss at the time, when I was talking to him about it, actually told me that they added multiplayer later on. In the beginning, though, it was just single player in a giant universe with all kinds of worlds, all kinds of stuff you could do, but you were just by yourself. You couldn't interact with other people. You couldn't play multiplayer, and so many people
Yeah.
tested it out to see if that worked, but it didn't. Later on, they did add the multiplayer, but in the beginning, it didn't have it, and that's what really gave it bad reviews.
Yeah.
Plus, I think
One
they promised it
second.
as well.
I'm
Now it's gone a lot
trying
better.
to look. Because I thought I don't know. I can't remember what the price is for it. It's the thing. No Man's Sky free is provided via a stream. Oh, it's on Steam. A free Steam account is required. Oh, wait.
Oh, you're not
Okay,
logged
this
into your
is
Steam?
no. There's just a few web. No, I'm trying to look up the price of it, and some places are saying, "Oh, it's free, but this costs money, and this is free, but this costs money." So I'm good. If it's free or not. I'm gonna look into
It's
that later on.
$30 on Steam.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, when I saw best ongoing game, I thought probably gonna be a battle royale game
I
because
thought so too.
those are just the games that people love right now.
Yeah.
And I thought specifically it'd be Warzone or Fortnite.
I actually found it funny that Fortnite did not win anything.
I was honestly happy with that because Fortnite is like, in the beginning, the problems with Fortnite were like, okay, because people thought, oh, it'll get fixed in the next update. And then the problems never got fixed.
Yeah,
So
well, it's also
I
not
just don't
just...
like the community.
Yeah,
the
exactly. The community
community's
is
not
what
good
turned me
too.
away from it.
Well, everyone who's good in the community left because they didn't like that
Yeah.
the game wasn't getting updated. They didn't like that Epic Games wasn't fixing the problems with it. Epic Games just kept advertising it and adding more things, but they were only adding more things. They were never fixing what was broken.
Yeah.
And if they did fix what was broken, it was by completely taking a weapon out of the game. Oh, this weapon's too overpowered. Instead of lowering the damage or the firing speed or, nerfing something on the gun, they just take the whole gun away. Usually. Sometimes they nerf guns and stuff, but if they did be in such a minuscule way that it wouldn't really matter.
Right.
Yeah. It doesn't matter if your game is good on release. If you can't keep it good, it's not going to be successful. And Epic
Exactly.
Games really threw Fortnite away. So
Yeah.
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 All they're trying to do now is just add outside sources to try to keep it interesting. Like
Mhm.
Master Chief is now going to be in Fortnite, which really pisses me off.
Yeah.
And I never played Halo. That's the funny thing.
I'm guessing they're probably paying a lot of money though to Microsoft and to Disney to include Avengers though in
Oh,
Master
I'm
Chief.
sure.
Like they're paying a lot of money. They have to be. And you know what? They're
Mhm.
gonna lose it at some point. They might be making money right now. In a year or two, they're not gonna be able to do that and make money. They're gonna lose it. Because
Mhm.
people are gonna realize what's going on and they're not gonna care.
Well,
So
they're adding freaking Walking Dead characters too.
it just gets dumber and dumber. Yeah.
Yeah. I've
You
been
know,
seeing a
okay.
meme on TikTok as well where it's like they're doing a Master Chief showing a Master Chief trailer, and it's like every time they shows Master Chief, it's like it's the guy from Fortnite, and then there's a duet or a stitch. It was like, who wants to punch this kid?
Hmm.
And while I don't condone violence like that, it's still funny as hell.
I do. Um, best VR AR game, Half-Life Alex, if that's how you pronounce it,
Yes, it
or
is.
yeah. I saw Half-Life Alex popping up on a few things, and I know about like the Half-Life game series, but I never knew there was a Half-Life Alex.
Well, it just came
What
out.
is
Funny enough, I
Half-Life?
think it came out this year. um,
Isn't Half-Life like zombies or something? Or
Half Life.
something
They
apocalyptic?
Half Life, I think, is some sort of apocalyptic world type of thing. But like the apocalypse is happening at the same time as the game itself, so you're getting to live kind of through it a little bit. And please correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, because if I am, and I'd rather be corrected now.
Oh,
But the story,
Half-Life Alex is a 2020 virtual reality FPS developed and published by Valve set between the events of Half-Life and Half-Life 2. Players control Alex Vance on a mission to seize a super weapon belonging to the alien combine. So it's like
right? It is
alien
aliens.
apocalypse. Yeah.
Well,
Oh.
we had the apocalypse part, right?
10 out of 10 on Steam. Wow.
Yeah, it did
You do
really
not
freaking well.
you do not see 10 out of 10 much on anywhere. That is
Excuse me.
impressive. Good on you,
Yeah.
Half-Life.
Well, it also helps that people have been wanting another Half-Life game for so long. Because when was this
Yeah.
Half-Life 2 released? I think
It's
about
got a very loyal fan base.
it.
And you
Really
know what?
does.
That's the sign of a good game that I should probably check out at some point.
Oh yeah,
Animal
Half-Life 2 was
okay,
released in 2004.
I thought that Animal Crossing would win a bunch of more awards. I
It
was
only
really
won best family game. Like what?
I'm
I
surprised it
really
only won one thing. Yeah.
I thought it would really win a bit more. I
Honestly.
thought I thought maybe I'm God, let's just scroll down the list and look. Best multiplayer game. I thought it'd be in that.
I knew it wouldn't win that with Among Us being part of it. I'm gonna be honest with that one.
Okay, but Among Us is like big, but I mean, I don't know. I feel like Animal Crossing, the hype around Animal Crossing lasted a lot longer than the hype around Among Us. Like because the hype around Among Us is still there. Don't get me wrong, but it's died down a lot.
That's true.
Yeah. So, what are you doing?
Smelling your fart.
What the hell? Okay, anyway, we'll
Gonna
continue
move
on
from
from
that
there.
one.
So
Let's see. What other Among Us also won best multiplayer games, so that was
yeah,
pretty cool.
best mobile and best multiplayer.
I don't think I recognize any of the rest of these other than the Zelda games.
Zelda games?
Yeah, at the bottom.
There's no Zelda games.
Oh, League of Legends.
Yeah, League
Never
of
mind.
Legends, best esports event and best esports game. Which, to be fair, I'm not into esports that much, so I can't actually add to that in any form. So there's that.
Mm. Let's see. No, I don't. Do you know any of these?
Best sports /
What
racing
is these?
game.
Be a bit more specific, Art.
Any
What
of these?
is these?
What are these games? I don't
What are
recognize
those?
anything. What are
Which ones?
those?
The
Anything below Animal Crossing.
Anything like the
One
last
second,
section of it.
I've heard of League of Legends. I've heard of that one.
You never heard of Microsoft Flight Simulator?
No.
Okay, one
I'd have
sec.
heard of it
You
once or
are
twice.
knocking on my door again.
Okay, so I'll talk about Microsoft Flight Simulator is basically a flight simulator.
Wow, never would have
That's literally what it
guessed.
is.
Wow.
You get to fly around the whole world and kind of see different
Wow.
areas. I don't know the whole extent of it, and it's personally not that interesting to me, but doesn't mean that I couldn't play it sometime in the future. And...
Wow. Never would have guessed.
Oh, fuck off, feet. Anyway.
Recognize any others?
The content creator of the year. I'll be honest. I didn't expect the people that were nominated to be the ones nominated for it. It's actually kind of nice that Jacksepticeye was the one that announced it. Although what I find funny is that
I love
is
when
his
my
friend.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, what?
I love when my
Cricket?
family comes into my room unannounced and tries to tick me off. Okay. Another reason I'm happy to go back to college. People knock at my door. Which I didn't think college of all places would be the type of area where people knock on your door, but it is. And it's more respectful than here.
I like knocking on doors because I can do this.
Yeah.
I like how we had the same idea. I don't know if that actually picked up on my mic, but
Yeah.
you probably did.
Alright,
No, I didn't hear.
Alright, so which games do you not know what Tony Hawk Pro Skater is, Art?
Nope.
I'm not surprised. Okay.
It's an old one. It was that was another remaster / remake game.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought it was remade recently.
Yeah. I think the only reason that won that was because people were just super excited for like nostalgia reasons, and so the
Probably.
judges thought that'd be a good one. And honestly, it makes some sense. I really have thought Forza would win, or maybe NBA 2K19 or something.
I just find it funny that it's like sports and racing game are both connected in the same category, and sim and strategy games are both in the same category as well.
Yeah,
Sim
I
strategy. Interesting.
yeah.
Interesting.
I think it just has to be with those being the smallest areas of gaming right now. Like, there's not many
It's-
games dedicated to purely strategy.
Yeah, I mean, it also doesn't help
yeah.
that with COVID, basically everything's been slowed down for everyone as well.
Yeah, and also too, sports and racing game. I mean, racing games are kind of a sport. Like, racing is a sport. I understand that one.
Yeah.
Content creator of the year though was Valkyrie.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. I never been a huge fan, but I've definitely seen some of the clips, and I think she's a fun person.
I've seen some of the clips as well, yeah.
Yeah, I definitely if there's anyone I'd like to win, if I had to make a list of everyone I wanted to win, she would definitely be near the top. Now that is who I want to win, so I am not of a good opinion on that.
To be
But
honest, all the content creators that they had, I don't particularly watch any of them religiously. Like, I'll see one or two
no,
clips of them here and there, but
Yeah.
not just like
you know,
try to watch them all the time.
Twitch isn't really a platform you watch religiously, though.
That's true. Unless
Like, I
you're big
definitely
over
tune
here.
in. I definitely tune in and I'll watch people for like an hour or something, maybe at a time. If I like have just nothing to do, like I'll turn on Saikuno or Michael Reeves,
Yeah.
or Valkyrie or Tim the Tapman sometimes.
I watch the Oblivious Gamer streams.
That's the only streams you watch.
There's I watch him too, yeah. The one person The one person though who I really hate watching, and I really wish they would just get off Twitch is this. Oh God, they're so annoying, and their streams are so stupid. But their name is Art Dog Designs, and I feel like they really need to get off Twitch. Yeah,
Yeah, the fact that they're a girl also really sucks, huh,
yeah,
man?
that too. Yeah.
See, something that
Yeah,
I
it just
find
makes it
funny
stupid.
is that with me and Redact, we both do gaming content, and then we got Art Dog,
Yeah.
the oddball of this podcast, that doesn't do gaming content at all.
Why am I here?
Yeah.
You're here for a different
Well,
opinion, a different perspective.
Why am I
Art,
here?
what confuses me is that like you'll game in Chris's streams and stuff, but on your own streams you don't. Like
I just do
you,
art.
like you'll play Risk of Rain and stuff on
Yeah.
his stream, and you haven't done that in a while.
I don't think she's
Because I
done
just
that
haven't
at
watched
all
Chris's.
recently.
No, she's done that. She did that
He
once when
hasn't
I was watching.
done
Yeah,
multiplayer
No.
games in so long.
yeah,
That's true.
and
I need to get back into
Yeah.
multiplayer games on my streams.
oh, speaking of games too, I think my laptop has an Express card, and the newest version of the Thunderbolt external GPU connection, which is like it's an external GPU connection. The last connection hooked up through NVMe, which means you'd have to like completely take apart your laptop to use it. This new one can connect through an express card slot, I think is what it was called. I haven't ever used that slot that much, so I don't know. But if that is the slot I have, which I think it is, then the new one just connects through sliding it into your computer, and that's it. And it only costs like $20 usually on Amazon to get one of those. And so whenever I get the 3070, I could use it as an external GPU for like $20 instead of waiting a long time to get the whole system built because I'm buying my
Nice.
system in parts. Yeah, which most of the time external GPU cages or solutions are really expensive. And so if I could get that, oh, that'd be a cheap and awesome way to do it. And then I could make my own cage around it too.
Ooh.
Yeah, I could make one out of wood. If I just,
Perfect.
I'm dead serious about that too because remember
Yeah.
I'm a woods major. Like I can just get some
Mhm.
wood from the scrap bin, and then I can just, glue it all together and cut it
If
out
you
on the
glue
seam.
the whole entire thing together like that, you're gonna have that falling apart quickly.
No, you won't. Not if you do it right. The
No,
last
yeah.
the last box I made and the last table I made, there was no screws or anything in it. It was all glue.
Hmm.
It's because glue can hold just as well as screws. You just have to apply it right. You gotta have the right joint where that joint is, and you gotta have it clamped for 24 hours. That's the big thing is time. You just gotta use your time right. And so I mean, if you do it right, it shouldn't matter. And especially in something like bigger, if it's like a huge like I'll admit it was just like a nightstand type table, it wasn't that big. If it's like a dining room table or something, that's one thing. But I'm not talking about a dining room table
Fair
here.
enough.
I'm talking about a little tiny GPU cage. And I might do screws in the bottom parts of it, just so it has more support for a whole GPU, because this next generation GPUs are pretty heavy. I might do that. But otherwise, I think I'd be fine with just glue. Yeah. Don't know what I'll do about air filters though. Maybe I'll put maybe I'll see if I can get like some small like net paper or something, or just like small nets from like a fishing store, and then just put those nets over uh the open areas to use the nets as vents, like little minnow nets or something. Just
I
something
think I
with
know what
small
you're talking
holes
about.
to filter out stuff like that.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
I think pretty much everything that's left is all esports related stuff, and I don't know much about
I
esports.
just don't know much about that. Yeah.
Well, we all know none of us know not much about that, so there's not much we can really talk about there. So
Yeah.
sorry about that, guys.
I am. Yeah. I'm just not a huge like. I've never been into like watching any type of sport. Like if I'm watching it on TV or something, it's not the same as being there in person. I'm sure if I went to an esports event, I'd have fun, but I can never get into that stuff when it's just on TV or through a monitor.
Yeah, fair enough.
Hmm.
I think for me, the
Which
only
is
sport I can actually watch most of the time is dance, but that's just I'm a dancer. That's it.
yeah. And I can watch swimming too because I'm a swimmer, but how often do they have swimming on the TV? Like,
Fair enough.
I'm not a swimmer though anymore. I quit after high school because the only way to go to a college with a good wood program was to go to without a swim team.
Hmm.
Because the only ones that did have swim teams were fine arts and $50K a year, and that's expensive. Yeah,
Jeez.
I could have probably gotten a scholarship to one of them. Like there was one that was a it was, gosh, I can never remember whether Division 1 or Division 4 is the highest. But it was the second lowest tier of schools, and they would win like nationals for swim meets every year in their division. And my times were like really close to theirs. And so I was considering going to that school because I thought, usually schools like that can give you money under the table. Like they're not supposed to give you money for scholarships because they're too low of a division, and that's like illegal at that type of division setting to give scholarships out to kids who do that. But they give scholarships to kids like that.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah. So I guess we'll move on to the games that were announced this year.
Oh, there was a lot of them.
There was so many. I think a lot of them were just kind of there to fill the time too.
And you know what? A lot of them looked good too.
So
There
many
weren't
were
any
good.
that looked bad. I mean, what was your favorite games out of the ones that got shown? If you guys watched every single one of those,
Oh, our dog didn't watch it. She flat out told me she wasn't going to.
fair enough.
Look, man, it's a lot of work, and I
there's
can just find a website with all the lists.
That's fair enough.
I think Open Road is one I was interested in.
I saw one called Centuries that looked fun.
I've heard of that one.
Wait, what?
You have? Then what's it about?
How did you hear about it?
Oh, I just heard the name.
Well, I'm guessing everyone's heard of Centuries Arc because it's a concept of time. But what is the game Centuries about? Let's see if you're
Let's see if you
anywhere near
know.
what this is about. Yeah. If
I
you're
will smack you.
if you're
Good luck with
anywhere
that.
near right, I won't be an incel for the next 2 weeks.
So
Really?
for the next,
If you're anywhere near right, if you're even like, not if you're inside the ballpark, but if you're like at the gates, I'd accept that. Like, what do you think Century is? Am I cutting out, or are you just creating an awkward silence?
I
That's
think
not good
she's
for
creating an
viewership.
awkward silence.
Awkward silence.
Okay. You can
No,
give up whenever.
sounds... Well, considering I just googled it and it says a chess game, I'm assuming that's wrong.
Yeah, it is. I'm guessing you chess strategy too. I've never heard of Centuries as a chess game. Maybe I'll look that
Never
up.
heard. That's probably the one that I've heard of.
Yeah. Okay. Well. So, all right. So I'm gonna be an
Because I
incel then.
played it.
So here is what this new game called Centuries is. I can't remember if it's Century or Century. I'm just gonna look it up. It is a game where you ride around on a dragon, and you can cast spells and do all this other crap to fight people, and it's multiplayer, and everyone else has a dragon, and you all fight each other while riding dragons through the air.
So it's World of Warcraft plus dragons.
Only dragons.
Ah.
For now. For now. That's what it looked like. It probably has stuff that's other than dragons, but I got excited
Okay, I found
about
a
the dragons,
better
so I didn't.
site for all the different announcements.
Look,
Yeah,
man,
so
dragons.
We'll see.
Yeah, I
Dragons are
didn't
cool.
pay attention to anything that wasn't dragons, obviously.
So there's a site for all the different games that were announced. That's a little bit better than what I had.
Okay.
It's also IGN, which is not surprising.
Yeah, IGN's really good about game-related
Yeah.
media.
All right, so
It's almost like they center around that idea. Oh yeah,
yeah.
this Tachia game. You guys remember this one?
Oh yeah, I remember
What?
seeing that. That one looked really freaking interesting.
Yeah. It's not a game I would play, but it looked cool.
Weirdly enough, it's not a game that I would think I would want to play, but watching the trailer, I more and more wanted to actually play it.
Oh, I'm never gonna play. Oh, Century Age of Ashes, medieval fantasy game revealed. Showing off gameplay, you can ride dragons and get in PvP combat. Scheduled to arrive in February 2021. It's like 2 months.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then
The Sea of Solitude, which looked like a really interesting one.
And then Sephiroth
Oh
got
yeah.
announced as a new Super Smash Bros. Fighter, and he kills Mario, sort of.
That sort of.
Yeah, I. For those of you that didn't
Uh,
see this, in the trailer, there's this. He sees Mario and he rushes at him with his sword, and then there's the silhouette of Mario with his sword through his stomach, and it goes in for a close up, and it turns out the sword isn't stabbing through Mario. It's
I'm
hooked through
gonna.
his overall loop, and he's hanging by it on
I
the
found
sword.
an image for it.
And
Hang
it's just
on.
a
I'll show it on
yeah.
my. I'll show it on screen in a second.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, Super Smash Bros. Just got super dark. And then it showed the close up, and I was like, oh, this is kind of funny. I guess not Super Smash Bros., but Smash Ultimate, whatever it is. I don't know. I haven't played any Smash games since the original Super Smash Bros. I'm an old man like that.
I'm not surprised.
Prefer I
There you go.
prefer the older stuff.
This is the image right there. And now we're gonna remove it. But yeah,
Yeah, don't wanna get like DMCA'd or whatever.
that's only with music right now. But I actually, if we got time later, I do
copyright
want to talk about that.
copyright claimed then.
I
Yeah.
want to talk about that later though, because there's some stuff that is
You do?
pissing me
Okay.
off coming up with some laws. Anyway,
I
Understandable.
feel like the weeks that Chris hosts, it just turns into Chris rants the stream.
Hey, I rant a little bit too.
Sorry.
I think
The boys rant the stream.
the boys rant and our dog listens and tries to give her input, but it ends up being proven wrong.
But she's a woman, so
She gives
Exactly.
her input and is told to shut up
Age of
because she is woman.
Ashes.
exactly.
Oh, Perfect Dark was interesting to watch.
Yeah, do not know how I feel about that game yet. Whether
I
I'm
don't know
like getting
either.
excited for it, or I think it's interesting, or I just think some of these trailers like you just don't know. It's just
Yeah,
a
well,
little
they
bit
did
too
confirm
early.
it's still in early development, so I mean, we don't know what's gonna happen
Yeah,
yet.
that too. Yeah.
Back for
That
Blood.
looks cool. I think that one looks pretty cool.
Back for Blood was an interesting one to watch as well. It's another zombie shooter, which is not surprising.
Hoods, Outlaws, and Legends. I think this is one I thought I would like. Oh, I
What
have
the
that on
fuck?
max volume.
We
Oh,
heard
can you
that.
guys hear that? Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. I never fixed up my Discord. I'm just not gonna watch the trailer. And I'm trying to figure out what it's about. Or I can mute it and watch the trailer and probably figure out what it's about.
Yeah, I'm gonna mute it
Because
as
it
well.
just started. It started a Wendy's commercial. So that's what you guys just heard.
Oh yeah, mine immediately
Oh,
became a Duracell commercial for Xbox.
In case you didn't know, there's a 2 for 5 deal going on at Wendy's, guys.
I don't care enough right now.
Oh, nice, man. That's amazing.
Oh,
Everyone
I
was
remember
Oh
what this
right,
is.
it's medieval.
Yeah, Hoods and Shadows is like a medieval stealthy, very Assassin's Creed like game.
Yeah.
Very like stealth assassinate people. That's why I liked it, because I thought it was Assassin's Creed at first, and then it looked like it was this. It's kind of like Assassin's Creed, but it almost looks like it has puzzles where you kill people, where you got to kill them a certain way. I like it. It looks like a
Yeah.
more strategic Assassin's Creed.
It
Or
looks
instead of
really
just
fun.
hacking and slashing everyone from the shadows until people see bodies,
Yeah.
you gotta actually do stuff. Yeah. I'm sorry. I love Assassin's Creed. It's a good game, but the logic that people would just walk into a street, see a body, and then walk off normally is not okay.
Yeah.
Because
What are you
even like
talking about? That's completely normal. Definitely happens all the time, man.
like even in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, you could like you could kill someone away from the crowds, walk up with the body in the crowds, and people just look at you like, "Oh my gosh, what in God's eyes is he doing?" or something like that. Not exactly like that, because they believed in gods. They say, "What in the gods' eyes?" or something like that. But
Yeah.
it was like that, where it was just so. It's getting better as the series goes on. Don't get me wrong, but it's kind of funny how it works. But I still wish they'd fix it. You know, as fun as it is to walk into a crowd of people holding a dead body and watching them sort of just like meander on through their lives, don't like it that much. It's a little too.
To be fair, I haven't played Assassin's Creed, so I don't know much about the mechanics of it.
Yeah. you know, it really depends on the game you play.
Fair enough.
Assassin's Creed Black Flag, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and everything in between those, they all have varying mechanics, and some of them are similar to each other. But I'd say every game has something different about it. Which there's some bad games, there's always gonna be. But I feel like they do a good job of keeping it new and interesting every time, most of the time. And like, not everyone liked Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I did. There's some people who just didn't like that it was a RPG game, because in the lore of Assassin's Creed, the way the game works is
We just
you're a
got a new
person in
follower. Jerome the God, thank you for the follow. How you doing today?
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to interrupt you for that.
No, you're good. Yeah.
I just want to say, Warhammer 4000. That looks pretty cool. Or 40,000. That looks pretty cool.
Oh,
Never.
there wasn't much with that one.
I'm just
I
looking
remember.
at the
Yeah.
the thumbnail, and it's that's an interesting thumbnail.
Ah. What's
Alright,
interesting
continue.
about it? No, I want to see.
Continue.
I want to see. It's interesting.
Just go look at
Oh, it's a big old fat goblin-looking dude with a cannon.
it. Yeah,
That's what it is.
Yep.
yeah. Pretty interesting, man.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Then there's Open Roads that
I-
was announced as well.
yeah. I gotta
What is
say,
Open Roads? That one I like the art
Um,
style. What is that?
the opposite of closed roads.
Exactly. In all
I
seriousness,
will leave this call.
but in all seriousness, I think it might be more of a narrative story-driven game.
That's the vibe I got from it too. I think.
I don't know exactly what
Oh.
it could be though. I think because it's the first time that anyone's seen anything about it, so we won't know until later
Yeah.
on.
Basically, every single game trailer was a world premiere except for the Among Us one. There was an Among Us trailer for a new map.
Yeah, that was a world
that-
premiere for the new map. That was about it.
Yeah. And I don't know why they had a world premiere for a new map, but they did.
Yeah,
And then there's also,
Dragon Age 4.
yeah, I do not, I've never even heard of Dragon Age. Alright, I'm gonna click play, so hopefully it's automatically muted, unlike the first one. Oh, it's not.
Everyone had
Right off
muting
the
this time. Let's hear
It was a very, very vague
know, I
trailer.
mute-
So
I muted it. There's strobe lights. New classic chicken on the 2 for $5 at Wendy's.
no. But yeah, it was a very vague trailer. It didn't have much in it.
Yeah.
I heard about Dragon Age once or twice before, but I don't know anything
Oh,
about it.
it's a 12-second trailer. What?
Oh, this looks interesting.
It's a minute 12 seconds, but there's only like 12 seconds that
Oh,
actually
there it
have
goes.
anything.
Yeah. There's a giant BioWare logo. Okay. Oh, the animations don't look that bad. Those look like a bunch of Stegosauruses or something like that.
I like the animation.
I just hope that it's not a cinematic trailer and this is what the game actually looks like. But I hate cinematic trailers.
I think it's
Yes,
just
I
a
hate
cinematic. I think it's a cinematic trailer, considering that's what it says it is.
It had. Oh, it says that somewhere. Where? Wait.
It says on the title.
Alright, finally gave us sneak peek at Dragon Age. Oh yeah, okay, cinematic. If you
But I
okay,
hope it
that's
looks-
good. It says cinematic then right there. It doesn't say it in the actual like description.
Oh yeah.
I wish in the description it'd say that. And I hate when games have cinematic trailers. If you're at least when the trailer's all cinematic. If it has some gameplay, it's okay. But when your trailer is all cinematic and it looks amazing, I'm gonna be super like upset when I see the actual game.
I mean, that depends
Like
on
Star
if
Wars-
it doesn't look like what the cinematic trailer was, though.
Star Wars: The Old Republic, that was an older game, or like all their trailers were only like cinematic trailers. And I was like, oh, that game looks really awesome. I'm gonna look into the gameplay on it. And then I look up the gameplay and it was just all like pixelated, like Elder Scrolls 3 looking graphics. It all looks super rated. It looked nothing like the cinematic. If it looks a little bit like the cinematic, that's pretty cool. I'm okay with that. But it looked nothing like it. which really ticked me off. Still, the cinematics looked pretty dope, though. I will say the cinematics looked amazing. They top-notch movie material. I'd want to see a movie made on some of the plot lines of those trailers because the trailers did look awesome. They did rope me in. They just didn't look like the game.
I
That's
believe
my
it.
only problem with them.
Crimson Desert and Endless Dungeon were also revealed.
I think Art knows what these games are.
Maybe.
No, I just saw the next one.
Oh, the freaking
What's the
Overcooked
next one?
chef.
Because we've been looking at a few.
The Overcooked.
Overcooked shelf.
There's an L. It's overcooked.
It's overcooked.
Oh yeah, they talked about that in the premiere. They're like, "Wow, look at that premiere! First one to have a typo or something in the show." And yeah, and it has the Chef Muppet character in it. The
Yeah,
Dude, that's adorable.
Swedish chef from the Muppets. That's what it is. Yeah.
that was
I was like,
freaking
"What is
funny.
it? Italian chef?" Oh, there it is. It's Swedish chef.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Swedish.
Yeah. I'm sorry I haven't watched the Muppets in a few years. I don't know that.
I
It
haven't.
says it.
Yeah. I didn't
Yeah, it
see the
says it.
description at first, Art, because I was just remembering from
Well, look at the
memory.
title, crackhead.
Well, I'm illiterate, you woman. Jeez, can't believe you. Assuming I'm literate, god damn it. You women are so mean.
And yet you've been reading this whole time.
What's
Says
reading?
the one who's read everything.
What's reading?
Yeah, he actually has read everything.
Dude,
I
I made people mad the other day. They were like trying to beat me in an argument, and I like they sent me a card with like, "This is why you're wrong," and I'm like, "I can't read." They're like, "Well, then how are we talking?" I'm like, "I don't know, magic. I can't read."
did they
Or I was like, "Duh, keyboard."
I'm just
I'm
saying
using a
what I think
keyboard,
the
duh.
keyboard is typing it out for me. You know that Siri push to talk stuff.
Uh,
They're like, "You can obviously read because you're reading this." No, I'm using a keyboard, you idiot.
Season
It's
looked like an
great.
interesting one. Well, I'll be honest, I don't remember much about the actual trailer itself.
About which game?
Season.
Oh,
I honestly
yeah,
don't know what kind of vibe I get from it though.
I really don't remember a lot of them. I'd have to rewatch them to remember anything because there's just so many.
Yeah, there was so much they packed into a 3-hour span.
Which
Guys,
they
I
have
found
to.
a really cute one.
There's only like 30 awards they gotta make. Each award lasts 2 minutes, but each speech is only like 10 seconds. And
Yeah.
the only one that took super long was the Game of the Year.
Oh yeah.
Because that's the big one they gotta hype up.
I was surprised that
And-
Jacksepticeye didn't talk more than he did about what he was given the award for.
Oh, like game creator?
Yeah.
I'm sure he has to maintain like a certain time limit. Like
Totally.
a lot of them didn't talk that much unless they were high value people. Like there was
High
that
value people.
higher value than game community.
Yeah.
Because they had some, I can never remember the guy's name, but he does he's on an ESPN talk show for I don't know if it's sports in general or if it's football or basketball oriented or what, but they had a guy like that on there and he got like 2 minutes of talking time. And you know, Jacksepticeye, if you're not a Gen Z or younger, or sorry, millennial or younger, you're not going to know who that is. And you know, the gaming space is growing and they're trying to make it grow even more and expand to even more people. So they're going to want to get more high value people talking more so people understand that, you know, they're not going to want Jacksepticeye speaking that much. Are you kidding me? And you know, the game content creator of the year, most parents don't like that stuff. They don't like those people winning awards for that because they don't want their kids to get the idea that they can be like that. Because guess what? That's a hard career to get into. Not only do you have to be good at what you do, you have to be lucky enough to get spotlight at some point to get a following, to get a fan base. And it's understandable why parents hate that. But yeah. It's not as simple as, oh, he should have talked more, I guess is what I'm saying.
And I'm not saying that he
There's
should have been able to, but it was kind of weird that it almost seems like he wanted to say more, but he couldn't.
yeah. I think a lot of those are pre-recorded too.
I think a lot of them are, yeah.
Cause
They
like
would
that,
have to be.
yeah. The only ones I wonder about are the Among Us ones. They looked too excited to think there was
Yeah,
a chance of them. Yeah.
I don't think they actually recorded theirs at all. They
No.
wrote down a speech just in case, but they didn't actually record theirs.
If they did record theirs, they did a good job of acting surprised.
Oh yeah.
But Valkyrie's was 100% recorded.
Oh
Because
yeah.
on her stream, she was like, it's not going to be me, it's going to be this other guy. And then she won and she almost broke down crying. Because she legit didn't think she'd win. And then everyone around her was freaking out. So it's obvious that they probably had every single content creator create one. And
Yeah.
then just do it like that. So yeah. Oh. Which is, I mean, it's the best way to do it given the situation of the world.
Yeah. Although a lot of them were actually there in quote unquote person on Zoom, but
Okay. You know, we've been talking about good trailers for a while.
yeah.
Let's talk about a bad one. Arc 2.
Arc
Arc Survival 2.
That thumbnail already is killing me.
Yup. Oh, wait until you watch it. Wait until you see the movements of Vin Diesel's character.
I
Gets
wasn't
most
sure
of the
what
time.
to think about it. Because it just kind of went all over the place. It didn't have any one central purpose.
No, it didn't. I thought maybe, oh, it's a survival game at first, and then, oh, it's a player versus environment, or
It's got
faction,
dinosaurs?
MMO faction game. Then, oh, there's a
What?
dinosaur, and then, oh, there's
Jesus.
technology in this dinosaur world. This is 100% Arc. And then it showed the crystals on their wrists, and it's like, okay, this is definitely Arc now. And
It's like goodbye,
why
old
they
friend.
wanted Vin Diesel of all people to be in the CGI trailer, I don't know.
I couldn't tell you.
I guess because he probably did it for cheap because he's a sucker for stuff like this. Like Vin, in case you guys don't know this, I know this because I saw this in a weird like Watch Mojo style video. Vin Diesel's a huge nerd. Like
Oh,
his
that little girl creeps me out.
yeah. Yeah, but like Vin Diesel, his 50th birthday cake or something like that was a D&D themed cake, or it looked like a D&D book stacked on top of each other. Like the monster manual, the DM like guide, and then some other book that I can't remember what it was.
I believe
And
it.
that was like his cake, it was those three books stacked on top of each other. And they looked like real books. Cuz he's just a nerd. So he likes that stuff. So I bet when he heard that he could be in a trailer for Ark Survival 2, probably got super excited, and it looks stupid.
Yeah.
Ark doesn't need a second. I doubt the second game of Ark is gonna be much better than the first.
Why are their eyes black and soulless?
Well, you see, some companies like to be more diverse, but they just don't do it right.
I'm gonna just
I
skip
tried
over
to
to
make-
season 3 of Fall
movements?
Guys.
Oh yeah, because I love how like Vin Diesel will take a little step, and it looks like a baby step, and then the ground shakes underneath his feet because of the baby step. His movements make the movements he makes just don't make sense. And there's like these fights. It was obviously CGI. It wasn't like
Mhm.
animated around his face or anything. It was CGI because the movements are just too weird to not be. If it was animated around them and it was animated to look like them, their movements would look so much more fluent. They'd look better. The way he fights, just he's slow. He's not methodical at all. Everything is random. You can tell that this was like just very poorly directed, poorly done CGI.
Yeah.
And
This is creepy as heck. Why are they still fighting each other? There's a dinosaur.
it's not even
Yeah.
creepy. It's just weird.
It just didn't make any sense. It didn't have any good direction to say, hey, this is what this game is. No, instead we could just throw random shit at you and tell you what the game is at the very end.
And
Oh,
it's
now he's fighting the dinosaur?
yeah, and then guess what? Too at the end, they're saying they're gonna make a whole Ark Survival 2 animation. This is gonna be a
Why?
whole animated like mini series. Now, granted, that could mean this is the first sample of the animation, and they're gonna go back and reshoot some stuff. Because I bet you anything that's getting a lot of negative feedback. But I
Oh,
still
guess
don't
he's
get it.
not fighting the dinosaur. How is he not dead?
Alright,
Well,
that's one
you
thing I want to
see,
do. It's the
Fast and
main
Furious
character.
movies are basically like superhero movies now.
That blood is like paint.
That's what you worry
Probably
about.
is. It probably is paint.
It probably is, honestly.
Yeah.
That's horrible. What? That was horrible. And that
If
little
It
girl still
was.
scares me.
if there's anything worse than a game like Last of Us 2 winning so many awards, it's the trailer for this video game.
It's a trailer.
It looks
I'll be honest,
so bad.
I don't know how
How is
many
this
times I
Chuck's
thought,
face?
okay, they changed games during that one.
Yeah. I don't get why Ark is making a second game. I I don't get it.
I never
I
played
can
this,
see
so
the
I couldn't
second game. I
say.
can't see this trailer.
I really hope this. I really hope if they do a second game, it's easier than the first, because I guarantee you there are people who bought the first game and then just weren't able to play it because of how hard it was. Like
I
I
believe
got
it.
that game, and I mean, I got into it for a little bit. I stopped playing it, whatever. But I, at the beginning of the game, there was like level 40 creatures in my area, and I just wish it was easier to find like lower level creatures near where you were, where you start out. Because
I believe
otherwise,
it.
that game's almost impossible if you don't know what you're doing. And the only way you can know what you're doing is if you've played it before once. And so if there's no tutorial to guide you through all that, you're not gonna know.
Like in
That's
any
the only
game that
thing
just
I'd
has bad tutorials in general.
yeah. That
Why
I,
is
I
the
feel like
creepy little
that's
girl smiling after being chased by a dinosaur?
yeah. I feel like that's such a huge thing that's wrong with video games these days. Is the tutorials are either really holding your hand too much and annoying, or there's no tutorial at all.
I hate
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. I feel like that's every video game nowadays too.
It is.
Unless it's a game with like simple mechanics. Like Assassin's Creed is stab and run. Like you don't need a tutorial for that.
Yeah.
But if you're playing something like Ark Survival, where level 90 creatures can exist with you when you're level 1, it should hold your hand a little bit.
Yeah, I can say, weirdly enough, Persona 5 Royal, it's not as handholdy as I thought it would be.
Yeah.
It has some tutorials, but it's one that doesn't actually have handholdy tutorials, which is
Persona
nice.
5, yeah. When was Persona 5 Royal released too?
March of this year. I think it was like a
Yeah.
couple days after
Okay.
my birthday.
I didn't even know that game existed. I'd never heard of it, and then I saw you playing on your stream a couple times, and I thought, "Oh, okay, cool, he's doing that." And, jeez, it was in for a couple awards, I believe. I think it was nominated
It
for
was
like one or
nominated
two.
for a couple of them, yeah, but they didn't win, unfortunately.
Yeah, they didn't win. I didn't think it'd be a game that'd win, but I was very surprised when it got like nominated. Like
I
even getting
wasn't.
nominated for this stuff is impressive. So.
I know Persona 5 is actually about to get a sequel, quote unquote, in Persona 5 Strikers later, like a couple months. So
Persona 6.
That
God.
sounds horrible. I hope they don't name it that. Please no.
I mean, there is going to be a
Anything
Persona
else?
6 at some point. We already know this.
God, please not that name. That's horrible.
Why?
Be
Just
creative.
like woman. Um,
I will leave this call.
Alright, so let's go and move
Yeah,
on
I'd
to
like that.
the Outriders trailer.
what the
Okay, then. She did leave.
heck? Oh, okay, cool. Nice. The world got that much better for just a couple seconds.
Oh, would you like me to leave again? I can do that.
Ah, that make me feel good.
Well, now I'm just gonna ban you.
Well, you see,
Guys, we still
that
got a
would
lot of
be-
games to go through. Please don't kill each other.
ah,
I'm a dude. Look at my profile picture. I have devil horns. Granted, they're
I
under
thought-
the hat, but I have
I thought
devil
that was a
horns.
Santa hat. Yeah.
They're under the Santa hat, but I have devil horns.
I don't think
I'm
so.
hiding them for Christmas.
Oh,
And then you're
okay.
gonna wake up, be like surprised, and stab people with them.
Yeah, stab.
So I just
Go.
realized something.
Ring.
Something kind of funny.
Hmm.
Outriders, a game that was had a trailer out from the Game Awards, is a 3-player co-op shooter. We have 3 people here that play video games. We can do this as stream at some point.
What is it? What is it called?
Outriders. It's set to come out February 2nd, 2021. A 3-player co-op shooter set in a desperate sci-fi universe. Is what it is. Set to come out for PS4,
Third-person
PS5.
shooter. Initial release date December 2020. But that might be a beta or
I
something
think that's
like that.
probably a beta. But it said the whole thing's supposed to be out on February 2nd, 2021.
First,
That'd be fun to
Sure,
do.
you-
It's a
Order at-
podcast stream with that.
I mean, we could. Just have that as one of the things we do for
Oh.
podcast stream.
It is an expensive game though.
Oh, shit.
Nope,
$60.
never
How
mind.
expensive?
$60. Yeah.
New game.
Never mind.
Yeah.
At
Let's
least
go
not
back to
now.
that free stuff. Actually, Monster Hunter World, that is at Best Buy right now for Xbox One for $20. Where I am.
Mhm.
Hmm.
And I'm guessing that game is probably at a price so low because it is Xbox One is being upgraded to Xbox One X and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then there was new Monster Hunter World that was announced too at the award show for Nintendo Switch.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
So there's gonna be it's not like a sequel game or anything. It's a Switch exclusive, but there's gonna be a Monster Hunter on the Nintendo Switch now. Probably gonna be a more PG version of it.
Oh, yeah,
But
most likely.
It's pretty cool. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. There are some games on the Switch that I was very surprised when they got put on the Switch, like Skyrim.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Skyrim's not the bloodiest game in the world, but I mean, your sword can get bloody. There are definitely blood spatters on the screen, and when you kill people, they can have blood stains all over their body, which is more than enough, I think, for it to not be on any Nintendo platform at all. But it got added.
Murder.
It got added to the Switch.
Nintendo has
Which
also been
surprised
branching
me.
out more, though, recently.
They have, which I like.
I agree.
You know?
Evil Dead.
And I hope too that I hope there's less Nintendo exclusives too.
I'm sure there will be eventually, but
I can't wait for the day when Pokemon releases to like the Xbox or something like that. That's what
that one I don't
excited
see
about.
ever happening, unfortunately.
I don't think that'll ever happen, but that would be a day.
That would be a day
Oh.
where hell freezes over.
I think that'd be one of the first games to get moved over, because it's one of the most famous franchises. Everyone loves it. It's nostalgic, so even if people don't know the new Pokemon games, they're still gonna get them. It's an all-around successful series. There's never really been a Pokemon game that was unsuccessful. There's been games people don't like, but there have been like straight flops of games. And it's just one of those games that everyone knows and everyone likes.
Uh-huh.
And so you're guaranteed to get some people to grab it. You're not going to get that same effect with Animal Crossing. Or I don't really know any other Nintendo games, I'm not going to lie. Zelda you might. Mario, you're not going to have Mario carryover. You're
no.
not.
That's the mascot. They're never gonna let the mascot go.
Yeah, that's not gonna go.
The only games that could possibly succeed in making more games branch off into the space would be Pokemon or Zelda. One of those two. And I'd be willing to bet Pokemon would be that game. If that ever started happening. Where like there'd be less Nintendo exclusives to more,
Yeah. Fair enough.
I mean, there is going to be a day in the future when exclusives aren't going to be a thing. Unless it's like really cheap games that are just free to play from Microsoft or Sony for their own respective consoles. And like that game's not going to be soon. It's not going to be for another few decades, but it's going to come because people are demanding it right now.
Yeah, true.
It's, like I don't see it happening in the next 20 years. I don't see it happening in the next 30.
I don't
Being
know.
yeah.
Okay, well,
The only games I see being exclusive at that point are stuff like Ratchet and Clank or Banjo Kazooie or just like small games like that.
yeah, fair
I
enough.
don't I don't see any games like Halo or Spider-Man being exclusives at that point because they're gonna recognize the monetary value by then. They have to, and if they don't, they're stupid.
Well, we'll just have to wait and see on that, though. That's the thing at
Yeah.
this point.
Well, I know Microsoft has talked about already letting Halo coming to the PlayStation. It's just that like Sony's the wall right now, and Sony is the wall in a lot of stuff sometimes.
Sony was well
I
on
mean,
one of the cross-platform, a lot of the cross-platform playable stuff as well.
but everything that's cross-platform playable that goes to Sony also goes to Xbox is the thing,
Mhm.
and usually Xbox is first get like Minecraft was cross-platformable on Xbox and PlayStation, or Xbox and PC, long before it was cross-playable on the PlayStation. And Minecraft was a game that Microsoft has already let come to the PlayStation too.
Mhm.
That's a game that Microsoft has already let that happen with.
Yeah.
Like they didn't have to release Minecraft on the PlayStation 4. They didn't. They did though. Cuz guess what? There's monetary options. But if Sony's not going to release Spider-Man, I mean, Microsoft isn't going to release Halo, which makes sense.
Mhm. We should probably get back
Cuz
to the rest of the trailers before we get too far into this.
oh, I thought we left the trailers. I'm sorry.
That's fine. There's still a few more trailers that are
Okay.
here. So Evil Dead looked like an interesting game.
There were quite a few zombie/apocalypse survival games.
That is true. They really
A
were.
lot more. I shouldn't say there were a lot, but there are a lot more than I thought there'd be. So yeah. Yeah. All right. So what's the other ones that we have to look at though?
We've got Returnal, which I'm trying to get to the actual game of, but I can't. Well, the trailer of, but I can't actually watch it
Oh,
because of a
yeah,
thing.
that one was. I vaguely remember that one.
I don't remember it too well. That's the thing.
Have you guys heard of a movie called
Oh,
Edge
right
of
now I
Tomorrow,
recognize it.
starring Tom Cruise, and he gets the ability to like die and then come back to life at the beginning of the day, and it's almost like Happy
Oh
Death
yeah, I
Day,
know what you're
sort of.
talking about.
Yeah, it looks like it's a game like that where you go and fight enemies, and when you die, you come back to
Yeah,
life.
now I remember it.
But I don't know how that's gonna work at all in that
Well,
game. If that's just, if it's basically just gonna be a FPS game then where you die and come back to life and try and fight your way through it again, or if it's
well, it's a
there's a like
third-person shooter,
cost.
though.
Yeah. Well, it's not. It's like a puzzle/survival game. It looks like.
Yeah.
I don't know if that is the case, and that is the point of the game. Does dying and coming back to life have a cost? Does it do something in the game if you do it? Would there be a reason to die in some of the levels? Would there be a reason to not die at certain checkpoints and get that?
Would
But
there
that
even
kind
be
of makes me
checkpoints?
interested in it. So, yeah.
Let's see.
What'd you say?
Would there even be checkpoints in it though? If
Yeah,
that's it's gonna be interesting to see how that one plays out.
yeah. I don't really get that one, but I'm kind of interested in it despite not getting it. So.
Mm-hmm. Odd World? What? I don't remember seeing this one.
Which one?
Odd World.
I don't remember that one either.
And I
Super
can't even
Meat
get it
Boy
to...
Forever.
Elder Scrolls Online was also something that was announced, apparently.
Another DLC for it, yeah.
New trailer for Monster Hunter Rise. New map, Master
I
Chief comes to
wish
Fortnite.
Elder Scrolls Online needs to create like a version of the game where you can pay for all the DLCs right now for cheap. Because I believe with all the DLCs, the game is over $100 now to get.
Oh, I'm not
to play
surprised.
all the content on it over the past like few years, which I get. But if we're being honest here, no game should be worth over $100
I
to
agree with you on
be
that.
able to play every aspect of it. Like they should start making sales for some of the DLCs or sales in the game to make that game cheaper. Because I've been interested in that game, but I'm not gonna play it until that price gets reduced to like at least $75, and that's pushing it for me. I don't
That's
even know
fair.
if I want to pay that much for that game.
Well, it looked like Scarlet Nexus was one that was announced. And when I was watching the trailer, it seemed like it had an interesting mechanic setup.
Yeah.
But I don't know what the gameplay would probably end up being like actually playing it.
Yeah, that's the thing about a lot of these. You don't know the gameplay yet.
That's true.
A lot of like the indie titles and the smaller games had a lot of gameplay, and it's like, okay, this looks like fun. But like a lot of the bigger games, and that's what I don't like about bigger games too. I don't like their trailers as much because you don't know what the game is going to be like till you play the game. Because the trailer is either cinematic or it's cinematic with very little gameplay mixed in, and you can't
Yeah.
see any of it.
Well, I think Scarlet Nexus was one that actually had um it was mostly gameplay with the occasional cinematic thing here and there.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
trying to play it now
I
to see, but it's not wanting to play for some reason.
Yeah, I can't remember that one.
I think the last one was the Mass Effect trailer that's in this site.
I stopped watching after Game of the Year because I got pissed. So if there's anything after Game of the Year, then I'm
I
not gonna remember it.
stopped watching after Game of the Year as well, so if they did have an
Yeah.
after show, but I don't know. I think a lot of these trailers were shown in the after show. That's probably why we don't remember most of them.
They rated Valkyrie after the whole night.
Oh yeah, they did.
Yeah, because she won the award.
Yeah, here we go. It's actually showing me the trailer now. It looks like
Okay,
it's
cool.
occasionally cinematic things, but it's all cinematic stuff you'd see in the game, I would assume, based on the few things that I'm seeing. And it's
Okay.
mostly cutscenes here and there and actual combat.
Yeah.
And it looks really freaking good.
I just realized how long it's been since Art's spoken.
We've just been talking about video games this whole time. She hasn't spoken a thing.
She could have
I-
made dinner and eaten
I-
it in this whole time.
I made dinner before this for her, so
Yeah, man, I've just been cooking this entire time, cleaning my room. Taught my dog 3 new tricks.
Making atomic bombs to destroy the whole world. I'll blame it
You
on
know,
Russia.
like you do.
Yeah, I'll blame it on Russia, and then US will fire at Russia, and then Russia will fire back at us, and the whole world will get involved, and then we all die.
Yeah, like you do.
we're all dead. Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Mass Effect was just the last one in that whole thing. So I guess there goes that one. There's one more topic I wanted to touch on a little bit.
Is the topic, do you think the games are rigged at all in favor of Last of Us 2? Because if so, yes.
Yes.
Yes. I can almost guarantee that the only reason that it won most of those awards, especially Game of the Year, is because of the like reviewers rating, not the actual player base and their rating of it.
Mm-hmm.
They paid them.
I wouldn't be surprised. I
kidding.
want to see like what the criteria they're
Oh.
like choosing what the game is.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah,
wanna
I
see, like,
want to see
criteria.
what charts they have.
I do
for
want to see what the
Is
judging.
it-
criteria is as well.
Yeah, because like I said earlier, console exclusive should win Game of the Year. Another thing that should win Game of the Year: games with a low audience rating score or a low player score, like what the gamers say, what the actual consumers say. If that consumer appreciation score is low, it doesn't matter what that critic score should be. If the critic score is low and the consumer score is high, that's a different story. because that might mean, oh, there's a bad version given to critics, or you know what, the critics were just being too harsh with it. So that's a different story. If the critics is high and the consumer is low, there's no reason that should come even to a nomination for Game of the Year.
Yeah. And yet it got a nomination for so many things. It's not even funny.
And some of it deserved.
Some it did. Some it
And
did
some
not.
of it didn't. Yeah.
This pretty much mostly became a rant on how The Last of Us Part 2 won awards that it shouldn't have won.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So real quick, because there's one more subject that I do want to touch on because it does actually affect pretty much everyone that streams and everyone that makes content.
Yeah. Yeah.
Our dog already knows what it is. Redacted, you may know what it is if you've seen it. And it's that senators are trying to make a law, change the copyright law to where if you break copyright in some way or another, it becomes a felony.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they're trying to sneak it in with the budget for the next year, making it a must-pass law.
Then guess what? Two websites that create a lot of revenue are gonna probably leave or generate a lot less revenue: YouTube and Twitch.
Exactly, and even Facebook will lose a lot as well because of that.
Facebook's gonna lose a lot. Any other streaming
TikTok
platforms are gonna use a
might.
lot, 'cause there's TikTok's for sure gonna.
Yeah.
TikTok doesn't get a lot of copyright takedowns, but when they do, they're usually taken seriously as hell. So
what it's going to boil down to, if this actually passes, is that the only thing I will be able to stream, or you guys will be able to stream, creating your own art, podcasts like we're doing now,
I'm good,
and our own D&D campaigns that we make from scratch. That's
you would need like
basically what's going to become.
Is Roll20 copyrighted though?
I don't think Roll20 itself is, but you'd have to literally create your own tokens, so that way you're not.
No, wait, no, Roll20's copyrighted.
Well, shit.
I'm 90% sure.
I'm going to the website right now. Just give me a couple seconds.
Yeah, do it.
I'm doing that too, just to see.
I'm 90% sure that they sent an email to me saying that they're copyrighted.
Yeah, it looks like it is.
Yeah.
Well,
if there's a C in a circle or an R in a circle,
it's an R in a circle. It's registered trademark of the group. So that means we wouldn't be able to use Roll20 anymore. We wouldn't. The only possible way we would actually be able to do things is if we made
Google Drawing.
Pretty much.
No. MS Paint D&D.
MS Paint, Google Drawing.
That, though.
Oh yeah, MS Paint wouldn't work.
Probably copyrighted by Microsoft.
And Photoshop wouldn't be usable either anymore.
Yeah.
Krita, I think, is usable.
No, it's not. I don't think so.
No, it's not.
I'm pretty sure that would be part of the copyright. Literally,
one of the only ways to be able to do is if like we did an actual tabletop game, where like you had a camera on it, and we'd say, okay, we want our camera to go here, and I guess the pros of that. The pros of that would be you could hide the nat ones from rolling death saving nat ones, but the con of that would be it takes so much more work to do a simple turn.
It would.
Oh my god.
But not only that,
you know, I'm still good because I do art streams.
Yeah, but you'd have to find an entirely different art thing that you'd be able to use, like art program to use.
Yeah, is your art program copyrighted?
Is safe, I think. I'm pretty sure that Pencil 2D is safe.
It might be. Yeah, for me, I would basically lose being able to stream so much shit. It's not even funny. Redacted, you probably wouldn't be able to stream anything either.
Yeah, I'd probably just give up on it, to be honest. But the thing is, too, those copyright laws, like, not everyone follows through with them. Like, the gaming companies might not get on streamers' butts as much.
But
it might
it's the
not
music companies that's going to go after people, is the thing.
The music companies are for sure going to do it, yeah. But if the music is...
They're already going after Twitch with some stuff as well right now. So this adding on to it is making it a lot harder.
Yeah. Just play video game music. That'd be the only option, really, at that point.
And even then, you'd still have to deal with it because they would think, oh, you're playing it without video games. You're playing it independently from a video game. So then you have to go through and actually say, hey, no, I'm not. This is actually part of your game.
You'd basically have to get a license to do anything, which would just
Exactly.
and then if it's a felony, that means you can go to prison.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, it's
And you'd have to fight it in court. And it would actually show once and for all what fair use actually is, because so many people, it's kind of a gray area right now with fair use.
yeah. And the only music you'd be able to play the safest music to play would be KSI's music. And any other like music producers like that who say my music is fair use.
Yeah, there's
That'd
actually
be the
one
only
on
music.
TikTok that I found that
Yeah.
has like 2 songs, and he's
Yeah.
saying, "Hey,
Yeah.
you can use it just fine on your streams."
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. And I will say too, I'm not. I never assumed the games would be a problem, just because technically video game companies could copyright strike every single YouTube video and every single Twitch channel that streams their games.
I'm sure we're lucky that they actually
But
see content creators as advertisements right now.
yeah, because that's what you are. You're playing
Exactly.
their game to the general public. You're basically free advertising for them.
Free advertising
That's
and
why.
a free critic.
Yeah. Guess what? They sponsor that crap.
They
Even if
do.
you're a critic.
Yeah, they
Even if
really
you're
do.
like gonna be rude to their game, they will still like sponsor you and stuff. They're not gonna sponsor you because you only got 6 viewers on your stream right now.
Hey, I had 7 earlier.
Oh
But
yeah, so
like,
much better, man.
yeah, but like it's yeah, you get what I mean.
yeah, I get
So
what you mean. So
I'll see game companies being a problem.
Yeah. I don't see game companies being as much of a problem. They probably will be in some cases.
There are
But not
probably
in all.
some that are gonna. I can see indie games being a problem because indie games need all the money they can get, so they're gonna copyright as much as they can. Well, not as much as they can, but they're gonna copyright a little bit.
Mhm.
I don't see any big gaming. I don't see Microsoft, like Halo stuff being a problem. I don't see Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and Sony being a problem. I don't see any of those big companies being a problem. I don't see BioWare or EA.
But it
I'm not
still
gonna finish
does
that.
become a worry
Yeah.
of, okay, is this game
Yeah.
actually fine to stream? Am I gonna have to actually
Yeah.
go get permission before I can stream it? And then how many
Yeah.
other things do I have to have in place for streams before then, just in case I can't?
And you know what too? What sucks is that like, though DMCA you or copyright strike you, whatever you want to call it, they're gonna do that even if they don't know.
That's true.
Like they just assume sometimes. Like I can't tell you how many streams I've seen of people who are playing music by KSI or those TikTokers who say their music is fair game. I can't tell you how many streams I see people playing that music, and then those people going on Twitter or something later on and saying the stream got taken down because this music got copyright claimed.
Yeah.
And there's no appealing it sometimes. Because
Twitch
they're
doesn't
either
have an
too
appeal
small.
option, is the thing.
Yeah, they don't. But even on YouTube though too. Even on YouTube, if you get it appealed on YouTube, sometimes YouTube won't forgive you. And
That's true.
it's just such a stupid situation. Because I think KSI got pissed about that. KSI was like, if I see one more copyright claim of this, I'm gonna find whichever company is doing this and sue them. And guess what? It was Universal Music Group. You know how much music? You know how much Universal Music Group is gonna care about a lawsuit from a YouTuber? They're
Not at
not. They're
all.
gonna get the best lawyers they can on that. And you know what? It's probably better than the lawyers that KSI can get. Because guess what?
He's just a
Lawyers
content
like that
creator.
cost a lot of money.
Yeah, they really do.
Mm-hmm.
And no one's gonna
And
necessarily listen to him as well. They'll probably end up listening to the giant company.
oh, the court is 100% not going to listen to him because guess what? Too, that's in Europe. It's a commonly known issue that the courts in Europe are heavily corrupt.
Yeah.
I mean, because like there's a guy from the UK who does YouTube. His name is Ali Law, and he does rooftop videos because in the UK and the countries surrounding it, trespassing isn't a crime. Like security can kick you out of an area, but you won't get a fine. You can't go to prison over it. Well, the courts started going after him in the courts, and even though it's technically legal, they gave him some criminal offense order where basically he couldn't have a phone, he couldn't do a bunch of stuff, he couldn't do all this, and he almost lost basically a bunch of basic human rights that you shouldn't lose at all for doing something like that. Like fining him, I get. Like, although
Hmm.
trespassing isn't a crime there, it's still not an okay thing to do, so I get a fine. They
Yeah.
were basically trying to stop him from being a successful human being. Like, they were trying to take away his YouTube channel, all his past videos,
Jeez.
everything. Like, he probably would have either hopefully had money saved up to live off that for a while until the criminal offense order was done, or he was fucked. His whole life would have been ruined.
Yeah.
It's Yeah, companies will for sure go after people in the worst way possible just to make a dime, and it's so stupid.
And
Yeah.
there's no backlash for them if they get it wrong either.
No, they don't. There's no backlash at all. They might get praised for doing
Yeah.
it right.
Exactly.
Even when they do it in the most wrong way, they're still gonna get praise. Yeah. Or you gotta be more prepared to talk next time.
Look, man, I
No.
just made 20 different dinners at once. My dog knows 6 more tricks.
was
I
Swedish
do
chef?
doing great.
Are you a Swedish chef making all that food?
Yeah, I've stolen his identity.
Nice.
God.
No, but yeah, you guys are right. That's like very interesting, and it's very stupid.
Yeah. Like Trump.
Like I can see,
uh,
The simple
like
jokes.
I can see people getting in trouble for stealing this stuff, like
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
stealing it, like reposting a video, blah blah, that kind of stuff. Claiming stuff as their own. That yeah, get in trouble for that crap. But not for like literally existing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, something. Oh no. Realization that all the YouTubers and streamers that use a copywritten character as part of their brand, whether it was intentionally in the first place or unintentionally in the end, they're gonna have so many issues as well.
Mm-hmm.
So like Whoopshire, he's gonna have to basically change his entire brand.
Pretty much. Dude, imagine music creators. Because
Oh god, yeah.
if they're just taking off, if they're just claiming stuff as their own without checking, music creators won't even exist anymore.
Oh
Sad thing
yeah.
is, most music creators wouldn't be able to actually take off in the first place as well. Any new and
Mm-hmm.
upcoming ones. Because
Oh
most of
yeah.
them will start off with covers and then eventually make their own songs. They wouldn't even be able to start off. They'd have to make their own songs and hope it does well.
Yeah, they're
Some don't even know how to make songs. Like some people only know how to sing. It's writing a song and singing a song are two different ballparks.
That's true.
Like singing, the words are in front of you. You are given your script to sing. But writing it, you have to write it out. You have to write the tune. You have to put it together. It's so much harder.
That's what she said.
Well, that's one way.
Anger.
That's one way to do it.
Anger.
Bite me.
No
I'm sure you'd
thanks.
love that.
I would.
You two are disgusting. Why am I here? Why did I agree to this stupid stuff?
Secretly
Because you
like
did.
incels.
What did you just say?
You secretly like incels.
Oh,
Are you suggesting incest?
Do you two only
Incels.
share one brain cell? One
Sometimes.
brain cell each?
Sometimes.
Or did one of you kill the second brain cell so you guys only have one together?
I think that's more accurate.
Together. Together.
We're always together.
I hate the both of you.
It's just amazing how we can just kind of do shit like that too. Oh,
Yeah. Great minds think alike.
Well,
And then
it's
there's our
really
dog.
easy when you have one brain cell together, so.
and then there's our dog over here who believes she has 5,000, but really barely understands.
Look,
politics.
man, I got, hey, 3, that's 2 more than you two. Combined.
No, because if it's us two plus our 1 equals 3, so it's equal.
Exactly.
That is not how math works, sir.
Okay, weirdly enough, if you do 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5, etc., etc., it becomes negative 12.
No, sir, that is not how math works.
In a series
the
or an
math.
algorithm, yes it is.
Do the math.
Yes, but I'm more talking about crackheads. 1 plus 2 plus 8 equals 3.
Art, trust me, I got 101% in math. I know what I'm talking about here.
Yeah, well, I got 102%.
I got 103. His math is right.
Yeah.
You two are wrong.
Probably mine. I could actually show you guys that grade though. I really got 101% in my math class at the end of the semester.
I believe it.
Shall then.
I always get an A plus because I'm homeschooled, and yeah, I give myself a grade.
If grades were biased, they'd be what yours are.
What?
If there's a way to make grades biased, it'd be your grades.
Yeah.
I never thought you'd be able to make grades biased, but you just did.
She found a way.
I did. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's a great achievement.
Right. Where's the class? Oh, am I done with it? So it's not showing up anymore? No way. Okay,
You should have taken a
1,
screenshot.
2, 4.
Screenshot.
Oh, only 4 of my classes are up because I'm technically done.
Ooh.
Yikes.
Yeah, no, it's just like the 2, like I had 6 classes, only 4 are showing right now because I'm guessing they just haven't been completely graded yet. Alright, let me see if I can go to another program to bring up those grades.
Cool. Right.
Well, we're going for an hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah,
so.
We
an hour and 40
this was-
minutes.
Well, we talked a
was
lot on awards. Awards would take up the whole time because there's just a lot to get through.
There was so much to happen. That was a 3-hour long. We managed to condense it somehow to an hour and a half-ish. So thanks for watching, everyone. Let's raid someone real quick. I actually was gonna raid someone, and then I closed the tab because I'm an idiot. Oh shit! I can't do dash.
Oh hey, I get to host next week, right?
Yes, Art Dog is going to be the one hosting. I need to get a link to your channel sent into my chat. Hang on. I feel like I should be scared for what Art Dog has planned for next week.
Okay, let's see if
Party
I can.
games.
Oh, yeah. You're trolling.
Party games is what you're going to talk about? Oh boy. Oh shit. This is going to be interesting then.
I'm gonna have a lot of party games, and we get to play some of them and talk about them and talk about what we hate and what we love. Because I realized I do art. Neither one of you do art. You both do games. I don't do
art,
games.
just not well.
I mean, same. Alright. So, the
you can
channel...
draw stick figures. I can draw ultra stick figures.
Ultra stick figures. Alright, so the channel that we will be seeing you guys on next week is Art Dog Designs. I just put the link into the stream chat.
Check me out or do a backflip. You're Pikmin.
What?
Check me out or do a backflip.
Who can do a backflip right now?
I can't.
Well,
check
then
you
they
out.
all get to check it out. What?
Nothing.
You can do a backflip. Do it.
No, I said something else.
Oh,
I said something else.
I thought you said you could do a backflip, but you don't have your face cam on.
No, I used to be able to.
Alright.
And then I hurt my knees.
Oh no.
I can do Mukaku, but that's
Punch
about
the
it.
knees to make them better.
We just break my fucking knees.
It'll fix it, I swear.
Alright. We'll raid Main Ace Chase. They are doing a podcast themselves, which they're calling Intelligent Aces Podcast, Episode 0.
Ah, so they're dumb, is what you're saying. No,
Wow.
kidding.
That's what we're leaving this off right before we made them.
I'm kidding.
Thanks for watching. Next week, the podcast will be on Art Dog Designs. And I will see you guys tomorrow for Portal and Thankmas. Bye.